Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Women's All-Star Classic. And we are starting off in the Amethyst League, where the Women's World Champion, Liv Morgan, makes her way to the ring. Liv Morgan coming off arguably one of the biggest wins of her career, winning the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania against Stephanie Vaquer, who will be on the opposite side in the Rose Quartz League coming up later on tonight. But in the meantime, the Women's World Champ, Liv Morgan, who is spreading trouble in the year of 2026 in terms of, well, music, because she released a freaking music video that is literally scandalous. I mean, I loved it. I love the music video, okay? Sue me, okay? Sue me! Okay, that's my opinion, alright? Also, it's nice to talk about the greatest female wrestler of all, or the greatest women's world champion of all time. However, her opponent probably can't say the same thing. The former Women's United States Champion, former two-time Women's United States Champion, Giulia, who was in the Intercontinental Classic this past winter, made it to the semifinals but lost to Becky Lynch. But she did get her revenge on Becky Lynch in that wild card battle royal to earn her spot in the Women's All-Star Classic here in the Amethyst League. Reminder, this is the first night of the Women's All-Star Classic. The first 4 matches will be the Amethyst League, which will be called by me. And then the final 4, the Rose Quartz League, will be called by my little brother, who is nowhere to be found at this point. Giulia went on a huge hot streak after losing her first match to Lyra Valkyria in the Women's Intercontinental Classic, and took that hot streak into the semifinals, lost to Becky Lynch. Since then, she has lost the Women's United States Championship to Tiffany Stratton, who is not in this classic, but Giulia is. And Giulia could regain that momentum with a win here tonight. Here we go! Liv Morgan, Giulia to kick off the Women's All-Star Classic, ladies and gentlemen. Holy hell, I am ready as both women try to go at one another and collar elbow tie up right here. You got Giulia, who is considered one of the most decorated female wrestlers in all of Japan. Took her talent all the way to NXT, became the NXT Women's Champion rather quickly, and then after losing it would end up being called up to Friday Night SmackDown and immediately became the Women's United States Champion. However, I will say her booking has not been, it's not been great, okay? A lot of people have been complaining about her booking, especially both of her women's US title reigns have not been particularly great whatsoever. So I hope and pray to God that now that she doesn't have the women's US title anymore, she can, like, at least get some better booking. As Giulia right now, back on the offense and clotheslines Liv Morgan. By the way, first time ever matchup right here. Liv Morgan and Giulia, as Giulia is just unleashing strikes at Liv Morgan, showing off that Joshi style back in Japan, and now Liv Morgan with a kip up, and now back to the collar and elbow time. You know, Liv Morgan, first ever classic she's ever been in, Women's World Champion, won the title at WrestleMania against Stephanie Vaquer in a match that many people complained because of, well, time issues. But hey, nobody complained about that entrance. I didn't complain about her entrance, okay? Sue me, okay? I know I said it. Collar elbow tie up again, and now Giulia with a waist lock on Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's trying to get out of there, but Giulia's got it locked in really good right now. And now, here we go, roll up. Giulia looking to get 3 points, not even a single count. And now trying to pin Giulia, not a single count there. Both women Not gonna allow one or the other to get a count whatsoever. Oh, trying to go for a boot on Liv Morgan, but missed. And now back to the collar and elbow tie-up. And now a suplex. Oh no, Three Amigos. Three Amigos from Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan trying to pay homage to her boyfriend, Dominic Mysterio, who's got to be watching this as Liv Morgan fired up, the Women's World Champion. But she's got to be careful because Giulia cannot be taken lightly. One of the best female wrestlers to come out of Japan, ladies and gentlemen. And now Giulia back on the offense. What is Giulia thinking? Oh, what a side slam by Giulia. And now Giulia trying to kick her right in the face. Oh my God, what a corkscrew. Twisting that ankle of Giulia. And now Liv Morgan going for a wow, no, another Three Amigos. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis amigos. I'm going to call it that. And viva la raza. Yamo, oh my gosh. And now, Liv Morgan. What is she thinking here? Another one? Wait a minute. No. No. Oh, wait. Giulia. Giulia got out of the way. Oh, and a chop block to the back of the leg. Oh, jeez. Now Giulia sends her into the ropes. Tries to go for a forearm. Liv Morgan blocks. And now Morgan trying to go for another. But Giulia got out of the way. And another chop block to the ankle. Giulia not allowing Liv Morgan to do those Three Amigos, I would assume. And now just unleashing strikes. Wow, what a unreal. Both women are down. Hurricane Rana from Giulia. Critical point in this match. Oh. Oh, no. Wow. Going for a cover here. And not even a single count. We have not gotten a single. We've had 3 pinfall attempts and no count yet. Oh! Knees to the face. Now what is Liv Morgan thinking here? Oh! Oblivion! Oblivion! Not even using the ropes! Oblivion! Stood up! Morgan for the cover! This has got to get a count in, right? 1, 2, 3! Liv Morgan wins! It took 1 Oblivion! Are you kidding me? Wow! Liv Morgan picks up the first 3 points of the tournament. Wow! Okay. Did not expect that whatsoever. It took 1 Oblivion. 1! Okay. This is very, very interesting, ladies and gentlemen. The Women's World Champion just set the tone in a huge way. Picking up the first 3 points in this tournament as Giulia once again suffers a tough loss. Not a good start to the tournament for her, but Liv Morgan proving the whole world why she's indeed the Women's World Champion.